Welcome back to Issues and Answers. We're talking about immigration policy, and I have a great guest today, Bob Lowe, and he is an attorney, and he's in the area of immigration, and he's telling me about all of these tests that have to be taken, and we were talking about speaking English and how a lot of folks don't want to do that, or some folks from various countries don't want to do that, it seems. But I'm really concerned about the exclusionary policies that we still have on the books in this country, that we used against the Chinese, we used against the Koreans. I'm familiar with that, and I know there were other groups, and there are these laws on the books right now. And exclusionary policies means that when the United States decides that enough is enough, and we don't need you for whatever purpose we brought you here, out you go. Is that possible for maybe the leading group right now, ethnic group, which would be the Spanish-speaking people? Is that possible they would face something like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that it's accurate to suggest that we have exclusionary act presently on the books. Now, the Chinese Exclusion Act is still on the books, but there's nothing there anymore. It's still there as a title of the United States Code. As a practical matter, Spanish surnamed folks represent the bulk of the immigrants who want to come into this country, probably because we share a southern border with them and their economy is such as it is. We don't have a large amount of Canadian folks, for example, trying to come in and become United States citizens.
But from Europe, don't we have a number of people from Europe?
Yes, we do. That is the second largest group of folks that are coming into this country.
Soviet Union and places.
That's exactly right. The Immigration Customs Enforcement people tell us that the bulk of their work relates to Spanish surnamed folks, and after that, Eastern European folks that are coming in. Fortunately, I think that there's a policy that's passed that's going to allow a large number of Haitians to come through.
Well, I was wondering about that with the Haitian situation as it is now after the earthquake.
There's a reprieve. I think there's a 30,000 number out there, and there may be larger numbers coming out there that we're going to allow them to come into the country for a short period of time, maybe 2 years, for example, and then reapply.
There's some who are looking at you right now saying this place called the United States is too full, we're packed, we can't take anymore, our school system can't handle anymore, our whatever other systems that we have in this country cannot handle any more people from anywhere else in the world. And you say...
I understand that process. I remember when I was in the Air Force and I told my dad I wanted to go to law school. You know what my dad told me? He said, "Robert, there's too many lawyers." And I said, "Dad, there are probably a lot of lawyers, but there may not be a lot of good ones." Okay? I think that we have a lot of good folks out there who want to come in the country to help better our system. We have to be able to embrace these people. We have to welcome them. Look at the people of color that are making contributions, and you well know who I'm talking about, from various ethnic who are making contributions to this country. It's going to be very difficult for them to make contributions to the country if they've got to be in the shadows.
Including the Haitians.
Exactly right.
Who've lived in this country,
Exactly right. If they're in the shadows, they're not going to come out and excel. They're not going to do well in school. We heard even in our country, and you may be referring to the 2 black children who just got an award. I think they were sleeping in a hotel or something like that.
That's right.
But for somebody like the Teacher Supply Closet, for example, that donates the supplies to the schools and the teachers, these little girls would not reach their potential.
And they're doing extremely well. You know, we have a lot of great stories about people who, I mean, this is what America represents.
Exactly.
All of the people that come from all over the world and make up this grand country called America. I think what frightens people is that we don't see as much of an effort to learn the language now and to take your part as an American citizen and become a citizen. Go through all the steps, become a citizen, and that's one of the services that you provide in your office.
Exactly right. We'll be spending a fair amount of time with this lady from Eastern Europe, and she happens to be 80 years old and wants to be a citizen.
And there are many who do want to become citizens and speak the language, and there are English as the second language classes that the school system has, and there are a lot of ways. Churches are doing the same thing. So you're right, it's very positive. But we've got a long way to go, and we're going to get you back very soon. I hope you'll come back. I enjoyed talking with attorney Bob Lowe, and he is a practicing attorney in the area of immigration, and hope that you've learned as much as I have. It's been a fascinating discussion as far as I'm concerned. If you want more information or if you need his services, there's the number on the screen. screen, as well as a website address, and I'm sure he'll be happy to talk with you if you have further questions on this topic. And if there's something that you would like me to look into, investigate, and perhaps bring a guest on our show and talk about, and something of interest to you, I'll be more than happy to do that, more than happy. So make sure you use the address that you just saw on the screen for my program, Issues and Answers. Again, we hope you've enjoyed our program as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. This has been Issues and Answers. I'm Cheryl Harleston.